Hey, third graders. Today for math, we are going to be continuing studying equivalent fractions or fractions that are equal, but we're going to be using bar models to compare fractions this time. I have an ed puzzle here that I'd like you guys to look at first before you try to do the slides. I think it should be really helpful. So once you're done doing the slides, come on in and we'll start on slide 2. So let me show you what to do. Read the directions. It says slide the line, and here's the line right here, to show equivalent fractions. Identify the equivalent fraction and type your answer below. So you'll type your answer right here. Okay. If ever you guys come and there's not a text box, you can click this button right here and add a text box if it's been deleted. All right. So I'm going to start by looking, and I need to find an equivalent fraction to 2/4. So I'm going to slide this line. I'm going to take this line and I'm going to look at that top bar model. I always like looking at them as like a candy bar. So here I would put it, that would be 1/4, right? But I need it to say 2/4. So I'm going to slide it over to where here's 1/4 plus 1/4, here's 2/4. And when I compare it to the bar model of 1/2 or 2/2 down here, I can clearly see that 2/4 lines up evenly with 1/2. So 2/4 is equivalent to 1/2. And I'm done. That's all I have to do. I'm moving the line and then I'm writing the equivalent fraction. Let's do this again for slide number 3. So this time I'm going to slide the line to show 2/3. So if I move it over here, here's 1/3 and here is 2/3. And I want to see, and I'm going now to compare it to the bottom bar, which is divided into 6. So I'm just going to count. I have 1/6, 2/6. I notice 2/6 is equivalent to 1/3. So then 2/3 should be equivalent to 4/6. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm right. So here, 2/3 is equivalent to 4/6. Okay, so you're moving the line over, comparing both bars, and then writing an equivalent fraction. All right, so then we're gonna move down now to slide 26 over here. So I can show you, this one's a little bit different, but same idea. This time we have 3 different bars that we're looking at. So it says to drag the line to create equivalent fractions. So we're gonna line it up to 1/2 here. So I'm gonna take my bar, line it up with the top bar at 1/2. Okay, and so I can see that if I'm comparing halves with thirds, 1/3 is not quite as large as 1/2. It's a little bit smaller, but if I look at 2/3, that's too big. So thirds and halves are not going to be an equivalent fraction here. But when I come down and look at my third bar and my bar that's divided up into 6, I see that 3/6 right here is equivalent or is the same and lines up nicely with our 1/2 here. So 1/2 is equivalent to 3/6. Okay. All right, we're going to do one more and before I let you guys try some out on your own. So here we're going to first drag the line to show 1/3. So 1/3 happens to be this middle bar right here this time. So I'm going to come over here to 1/3 and put it right there. And now I'm going to kind of compare. Well, 1/2 is much bigger than 1/3, so they're not equivalent. And here, though, I do see that 2/6 is equivalent to 1/3 because it lines up nicely along this line right here. So that's my answer. 1/3 is equivalent to 2/6. Okay? All right, so watch the ed puzzle. Do the ed puzzle first. It'll give you kind of an idea of how to use these bar models to look at them as fractions. Watch the video and then try out these problems on your own. Let me know if you have any questions, and good luck.